Hey everybody, it's another morning for Max Monday Mojo, and it's a good morning today because I get to have some friends and some colleagues come on and really talk about their journey and the mojo that they have. They're going to talk about their mojo because this is good, man. You got to, who's ever on. If you're not on, you should be getting on. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce, Wes and Julie Wyrick. Did I say it right?
You said it. Everybody has problems with it, but you got it right.
I never call you by your last name. So, well, tell us. The main reason I want to have you guys come on here because a lot of people always ask me about, working out, exercise. How does that, change your life and your business? And you guys, after sitting down and talking to you, you are just a prime example of that. So I wanted to let you guys come on and kind of tell us about that journey and what happened, where it started, and all that good fun stuff.
It was, yeah, man. I'm sharing your feed real quick on my page there real quick too, so that way everybody can join us and maybe we can monitor some of the questions too. But man, like our weight loss journey was unique, man. We experienced it together. Now, myself, I've always been a bigger guy. Like most of my adult life, I've been on the heavy side. My largest point in my life, I was about 300 pounds. And mine was just due to carelessness, not really taking consideration of who I am, what I'm doing to my body. It's just, just living life and just rolling with it, right?
Right.
Now, Julie, at one point in her life, she went through a grieving process when she lost her dad unexpectedly. It was a hard year for us. And that was her way of coping was, just comfort food, and we were at home a lot.
It was hard. It was a hard year.
So we were both at points in our life that we realized that we didn't want to be at anymore. And there it is. So that's where we started. That's where we went. Now the biggest push for the weight loss, and I won't go too deep into this, but I've told this story to hundreds of people many times, but I've never actually done it on a screen before. So I'll try to share it, make it brief. But there was a hard part in my life that hit me right in the face. And that's what pushed me and motivated me to kind of get steps going in the right direction. And then she was on board there with me also throughout the entire thing. But it was July of 2018. It's July 2017.
Yeah.
And we were at an amusement park called Kings Island. And anybody that is from the Ohio area knows that place, Cincinnati, Ohio. We go there frequently, but we took the kids, hot July day. We're all having a great time, but it was hot, miserable. But me and my son, we were going to go wait in line to ride a ride called the Diamondback. And it was the longest ride, one of the biggest attractions, waiting in line for a couple hours for that one. Julie and the girls were riding some other rides because the girls weren't tall enough to ride at that point. It was just me and Jordan waiting in line for that. So we waited in line, got all the way through the line, and I went to sit down on that seat. So me and Jordan hopped in, sat down on the seat, and they go around, they check the lap bars, make sure you're in comfortably. Well, they came around, checked mine. They're like, "Well, sir, it's not all the way down. Can you push it down further?" So I took it and pushed it down a little bit further. They're like, "Do you have anything in your pockets you can take out?" Took out my keys, my phone, and everything. I kind of set aside, and they pushed it down, and it wouldn't go down any further. So at that point, I was getting a little uncomfortable, and there was people bantering me that were waiting in the line. They were saying things like, "Suck it in, fatty. You're holding up the line, get off," things like that. And at that point, I realized the lady, realized it's not going to work. She said, "I'm sorry, but you can't ride." I looked over at my son. I was like, "Hey man, it's okay. You go ahead and ride this. I'll be right here at the exit waiting for you."
Wow.
So he went in, hopped on, and he did his ride. I stood at the exit, and I stood there for about 3 seconds before I realized, somebody across the roller coaster just called me a fatty, so I didn't want to be there anymore. So I walked down the exit ramp. Ride comes around, Jordan gets off, my son Jordan gets off, he's walking down the exit ramp. And there was a moment where we caught eyes, right? A 14-year-old boy caught eyes with dad, and he's old enough to understand, and he didn't say anything, but he said everything. And what I read in that boy's eyes at that time was, "Hey, I know that you're humiliated.
Wow.
I know you're hurt. I know you're feeling broken inside, but I don't know what to say. So I'm going to put on my face and go forward with it." I'll never forget the look in his eyes that day. And it disrupted me significantly. Like, it disrupted me significantly where it ruined our day. I mean,
It did. It did.
The day ended right there. We went home, and then it wasn't at that moment that I realized I didn't make a difference. It was later on, we were talking about it. You know what? Like, everybody's looking for their why and understanding why they want to make a difference.
Right.
When it came to this journey that you're looking at on your screen, that was my why, So once you find that, there's nothing that can stop you. There's nothing that can stop you. If you hang on to that and keep pushing yourself and having that in the back of your mind at all points, there's nothing that would prevent you from getting where you want to go. However, the unique thing that we were able to do together was the accountability piece. She pushed and motivated me, and I motivated her. I mean, it was a little more challenging for her because she's got a great story in her book where it talks about smacking a donut out of my hands. Because you can break, man. Yeah. But like at that point, like we just locked down. We wanted to make a difference. We pushed, and you
just got to do it. You got to dedicate yourself because nobody's going to do it for you. You have to realize, accountability is not everything, though. You have to want it for yourself. And I think a lot of people, that's where they go wrong, is they're waiting for somebody to push them. Mom and daddy's not always going to be there. You have to want it for yourself.
Right.
No one's coming to save you, right?
Yeah, nobody's coming to save you, whether it's in your business life or your personal life. Everybody's looking for that quick fix, that late night infomercial that says, you take this pill or you make this one phone call and everything's going to be okay. Man, that is the biggest trick of the enemy that could ever be out there, and it tricks people so badly that then when they don't do that, I think they're in a worse off place than they ever were to start with. So, I mean, Julie, tell us a little bit about, you wrote a book, Dump the Plump, man. That is that title alone should have been selling millions, man. You got real estate and lending anymore.
Well, mine started out as a blog. I felt like the blog helped me with my journey personally. It held me accountable to myself. So I would, post pictures with me working out, posting the food periodically. I mean, if you go back on Facebook, that's where it's found, and just follow it. You can go back and see our progress because I would occasionally, post foods or whatever, but it held me accountable to doing that. And then I got really tired of people asking me how. And so I was just like, you know what, I'm going to write this how I would want to be spoken to. So I kind of like really dummied it down and was just like, look, do this. This is what we did. Because we didn't follow a diet. We just never denied ourselves anything. And I think a lot of people, that's where they go wrong, especially a lot like keto or some of the other stuff. They just deny themselves bread or whatever. Never deny yourself and never reward yourself with food either. Because I think a lot of people, I'll do this for a week and then on Saturday I'll do this. No, just moderation and water is the key. Just moderation. If we go to a restaurant, we will, order, eat off the same plate. We'll, he'll get half, I'll get half. And even still, we may box up food and take it with us. Moderation was our key. Now that one day when he came home with those donuts, I filled that couch and I was like, no, we're not eating that. And donuts flew everywhere. But he was
he couldn't have moderation with the donut? You weren't going to give him moderation with the donut?
I can now.
Oh, he can. I mean, we both now, we splurge a lot. But, back then, we were so dedicated to getting it done. When he brought those donuts home, I was like, no, we are doing this. I'm all in. We are doing it. So.
Yeah. So, I'll tell you a funny story about donuts and trying to stay on your thing is with your buddy and my buddy, Mr. Shane Kidwell. He knows my weakness and it's apple fritters.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah. So when I went out there to Seattle, guess who showed up first thing to pick me up at the hotel with an apple fritter and some coffee. So,
I think that's his weakness too. He's a donut lover.
Yeah.
He wanted to, I guess bring me on that train with him. So, but I like what you said though. Moderation.
Oh yeah.
I think that's really cool because a lot of people, myself included, you start off the new year, you make all these resolutions and I'm going to lose all this weight. I'm going to do this crazy diet and I'm going to do all this. And then a month later, and where are you? Because you've tried to be such an extreme and life isn't really meant to be lived in extremes. Now we have seasons of extreme. I do believe we have seasons of extreme, but I don't believe that you should have a life of extremity one way or the other. So when you talk about that and you say it right here, and you can see like in these pictures, I don't want to take these pictures down because they're very motivating. It's like you did this without having a specific set keto diet or low fat, high fat, all this stuff. You just said, hey, you know what? We're going to be at 1,200 calories a day or 1,500 calories, or we're going to eat half of what we normally would eat, and we're going to exercise.
Dude, we were. I was at a live event, and this is when it triggered what my why moment was. But you got a big guy jumping across the stage talking about hitting singles, and you know who that guy is. And the first time I got a chance to meet him, but he kept jumping around the stage and talking about hitting singles. You just got to start with a little bit here or there. And at some point during that presentation, it said, "Hey, you guys want to hear what the secret to weight loss is?" So here, me, 300-pound guys on the edge of my seat. Yeah, what's the secret to weight loss? Because we watched every commercial at night looking for that magic pill anyways. It's because what we were trained to do.
Right.
Move more, eat less. There's no secret. It's just move more, eat less, and just do it the right way and hold yourself accountable. And we just been maintaining since, man. So
that's cool, man. That's really cool. And I think that just kind of segues us into kind of your business life. Because would you say your business life was a bit of that too? Just hitting singles and taking it one step at a time?
Oh yeah, I mean, I would say so. I mean, it's the business for me was a little bit challenging to get started. Obviously, I'm a mortgage originator, and Julie is a realtor. And getting into this game, I got licensed about 5 years ago to originate in a area that I'm not originally from. So I didn't really know, a whole lot of people here. I knew I didn't have the upper hand in anything. So I just started looking for unique ways to find opportunities. So just started implementing single things that would kind of get us going, get in the right direction. We were doing okay for a long time, right? But I was carrying this weight. I was uncomfortable, and I didn't feel like I was the best version of me, right? I was always looking like, I would always look at like my competition to see what they're doing and try to do it a little bit better, right? But the entire time I was doing that, I wasn't building the best version of me. I was building a better than them version of me, right? So like I wasn't doing it the right way. And so I got a chance to plug in to some really good leaders in our industry, some coaches in our field to kind of like help me put my course in the right direction. And there's always a new way to do an old thing, right? Mortgages have been around forever, right? But there's always a new way and a little caveat that pops up here or there. Hey, try this. We're chasing what I say, chasing the shiny squirrels. But it's not that difficult. I mean, if you are consistent and you find your thing and you perfect your thing and you give your thing 100%, you can build your entire business around that. Now with me, like there's a story that goes along with this. We were actually in Dallas. We were in Denver, Mack. And I don't know if it's when I met you for the first time or not, but we were in Denver and we were doing a workout with our coaches and they were pushing us around and we ran through all of Denver and we went to that park down the street. I can't remember what it was, but there was a part there where a camera got put in my face and they're like, "Hey Wes, you had this weight loss adventure. How do you feel?" And the story is, I've always felt like there was value in me, right? But this mask that you see kept that value from shining, right? I always felt like a leader. But now that I went through this journey, I felt like I'm built to lead, right? So it comes easier for me. I carry more confidence in my business and my leadership. I focus on giving that more to everybody on the team. Like if you're on my team, you get all of me. And like, I'm blessed to have a really good, solid team of 10s, especially here locally in West Virginia. We built a really good, solid team of 10s. We have a small footprint in Nashville, Tennessee, which is an amazing origination team there. And then a small footprint in the Metro DC area. We're distant, we're spread out,
right?
But we connect all the time and they get all of me every time they get me. So this dedication, this focus, this drive that we put into this weight loss journey, I put it into my business. I mean, it's the same inspiration, just a different way to measure it, Right.
And that's the other thing is, in this business, I never take anything for granted. I think we're very blessed to be in this business. I also think that this business has a lot of ups and downs. It's very emotional. We're always taking on other people's emotions. But at some point you have to kind of put your superhero cape on and kind of shield some of it off, because it's a lot, and it's not always our cross to bear. But how do you do that piece of it? Because I know a lot of times that weight to be there for everybody, do everything for everybody, take on everybody's problems, that can sometimes push you back into the state of, well, whatever, who cares? I don't want to deal with it. How do you, as a leader, as a manager, how do you keep going? How do you keep showing up every day?
We get hit with diversity every single day, and it's not always business related. It could be outside the business. It could be the inclement weather. It could be anything can slap us right in the face, right? But the key is, I think, is understanding humanity. We're people, right? We run a business and we work with people, and our business is built around people. As long as you can emotionally connect and you can sympathize and empathize and meet people where they are, you can lead any type of team, right? And then they get 100% of you. But the biggest thing is, like, how do you start that off, right? How do you do that? How do you become a people person? How do you empathize well? How do you sympathize well? And I think it really starts with building you. Like, what's your routine? How do you understand you? How do you hold yourself accountable? And if you lead that way and your team sees you lead that way, it's so contagious. And I think,
right.
I heard a message. Actually, I heard a message just yesterday on something Julie and I were watching, and a little girl was in a classroom, and they said, "Hey, if you tell me, I'll forget. If you show me, I will learn. If you involve me, you evolve me." Right? And that's just where you got to be to build your team, to build your business, and to lead your team. So that's how I focus on me. And then Julie, she picks up we all run the same coaching group. Mack and I and Julie are all in the same coaching group. And when you surround yourself with people like that, it's so contagious. So, if you build your circle right too, you have a team of friends that you can lean on when you do hit your obstacles, your struggles, your walls. Somebody's been through it before.
It's sad to say, but you may have friends, family, people that bring you down. Cut them out. You don't need it. Cut them out. Surround yourself with like-minded people that want the same things, that have the same goals. Drive everything that will, boost your confidence. That will help your business. That will help your weight loss. Any of it. Your circle. You don't want to be the smartest in the room, because if you are, you're in the wrong room. You need to move on.
I totally agree with that. Everything you said there is 100% true. Just from joining the group that we're in over a little bit over a year ago, not only did it change my business, it 4 times over my business, but it changed the person I was, because it brought me back to the person I was. I had lost who I was because I just wasn't around enough people that were like me. So you start to figure out, you start thinking, well, maybe it's just not real, or you start falling into the trap of the people that are kind of like, oh, woe is me, you can't do this, whatever. And it's way more people saying that than there are people saying, no, get up at 5 a.m, get up, do something, start your day off right, and then go help some people, because
Absolutely.
That's your mission, is to get up and start helping people. And I had started to lose the belief that was truly my mission. That's why I got involved with Next Level, and I met folks like you, and just recently, I think it was, where were we at last? Where we sat down for lunch?
We're in Dallas.
We're in Dallas. Okay, when we were in Dallas and we sat down and had lunch, it was another aha moment for me as well, just to go, this is why I'm here. You need to be around these people. So that's why it's a pleasure to have you guys on. Because the other thing is that what people, I think, don't understand, or we don't really realize, is that our minds are naturally set up to be negative to protect us. So, if we have anywhere from 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day as a human being, and 80% of them are negative. So if we don't change the way we're thinking first thing in the morning and set ourselves up for success, what are we going to do? We're going to end up going to that negative side. So I don't know about you guys, but my peak state is a lot of times just starting the morning off with some affirmations. If it's, sending a text message to, somebody like yourselves or to Shane or somebody that I know is going to boom, go, yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
That type of thing. Do you guys have like any rituals? Like mine's kind of like along the miracle morning, the silence, the affirmations, the visualizations, the exercise, the reading. Do you guys do anything like that helps you out?
Yes. Yeah. So like some point every morning, Julie and I have been jumping pretty hardcore back in the gym here lately. And when we're there, I get in my head with the AirPods and I'm rolling like Benny and Lionel Scott. If you ever check this stuff out, it's really cool. It's just helping you understand how to motivate you, push yourself, hold yourself accountable. So he's in my head whenever, and he's not a speaker anyway, but he pieces together a bunch of powerful messages and puts them in your ear. I try to read as much as I can because there's so much out there that wasn't taught to us, and we kind of got to search for it and lean on our friends, say, hey, have you read anything good lately? Is there anything cool I can pick up for my business? So we try to read a lot. Man, we're present with our kids. Like we're really present with our kids because, we measure value a little bit differently. I could go out there and make so much more than I actually do, but I'm content where I'm at because like I have a very good work-life balance where I'm able to spend quality time with my spouse. I never have to have any distance where I'm trying to make it home, honey. I got tied up on this. I'm always there and I'm always present, but we're also always there and always present for our kids too. So we always have, some type of start with them because it helps motivate us, when they know that we are there for them, we love on them. In return, it motivates us to do better for them,
And they're only young once. I mean, you only get one shot with them. I mean, by the time they're 18, 19 and they're moving out, you've missed your chance. They have full-time jobs. You can't go do things that you want to do with them. So, fully take advantage of the time you have with them and, put down your phone, spend one-on-one time with them, give them quality time. We take them on trips and everything because when we grew up, we, didn't do too much. So we try to give them as many opportunities as possible. And we're like, when we post, I always hashtag Wyrick5 because there's 5 of us. And that's kind of how we, go back and look at it, what all we've done with them and spent time with them, build memories because, that's what they're going to remember. They're our legacy.
Right. Yeah, back to your what you just said earlier, Mac, is like we're always kind of programmed to be reactive and debunk any thought or idea that we have, right? And like not knocking the school system at all, but the school system was originally in place to build a stronger, greater workforce, right? But like everyone's built different, right? And there's some point where like you have to help your kids understand creativity, and the next big idea comes from somebody that was radical at some point. They're sitting there at their job and like, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going to go try this. I'm going to push myself and motivate myself to do this. And there's not enough thinking like that in the world right now. There could be a whole lot more of that. And that's where the motivation comes from. I mean, it's just what's going to be the next best, biggest thing that you can do. And I always try to think, one thing I'll add is this is something I always think about. It's kind of like off subject, but like, I always think, did I already live the best day of my life? Did I already live the best day of my life? Or what am I doing to make sure that I haven't already lived the best day of my life? So when you think like that, you're always trying to push yourself, motivate yourself, and be the better version of yourself, because somewhere down the road is going to be your best memory, not behind you,
Yeah. And I totally believe that your best version of yourself, when you get to that best version, if you ever get there, I think we're constantly evolving to get there, you're making so many more people great around you. And I think if there's one, I don't want to say burden or one jacket that you can put on and just run with that to make yourself better, is that, I'm making everybody around me better,
Yep.
And sometimes that's the motivation, at least for me, to get out of bed. Because when that thing goes off at 5, Starts making that funny noise, and I have to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I mentally do that in my brain just to turn around and get out of bed and go, okay, because it's always that little dude over here going, dude, just hit the snooze button. What are you doing? What are you doing, man? Just hit the snooze button, you know? But yeah, it's just kind of putting on that jacket that, and it's as some people say, it's kind of like, what do you think, you're Superman or something, and you're going to go save the world? Well, you know what? For me, mentally, that works.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
It may not work for everybody. Everybody may not want to be Superman. They may not want to save the world. But I literally believe that I was put here on this earth to help people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And if you live your life like that, man, like if you give more, you get enough, right? Like if you live your life trying to help others, God always has a way of taking care of you.
Bless and be blessed.
You know, like just if you live your life trying to give value, help somebody else, you never know when somebody needed that. No, you never know when somebody needed that smile at the coffee shop, or you never know when somebody needed that compliment on their dress. You know, something like that. You never know when somebody needed that at that moment, but because you did, you will. And I don't know. I'm a firm believer of that too, man. Get what you put in.
Well, you guys are definitely doing great things. I am thankful, blessed, all those things, grateful to call you guys friends and really like family. You know, with the next level, we call it next level family. You know, you always look forward to the next 3 months when we get together again, you know. So I should be coming up pretty soon.
Around the corner. Yeah,
around the corner. So always look forward to it. It's not even something where I think about, am I going to go? Do I have cash to pay? No, it's like, that's
non-negotiable.
Gotta go do it. So, hey, I know you guys got a day to get at, but I appreciate you coming on the Mojo show, because this show is really just about common people doing uncommon things to help themselves and all the people around them and their families. And it's just so cool. And I want to leave it on one thing, because I got one question for you before we go. Everybody always talks about the negative stuff about COVID. What great thing came out of this COVID era for you, whether it be life, business, personal, whatever? What was the one best thing for each one of you guys?
You go first.
I think I got more time with my kids. You know, normally they go to school. I mean, they're here. So we get to see them more, get to spend more time with them, actually talk to them, get to know them. I mean, because, you know, life can get away from you. Sometimes they can just change into people you don't even know. So I think, you know, spending more time with the kids is what I've really enjoyed.
Awesome.
I would say the same, man. We were blessed enough to make so many great memories in 2020, in some of the most challenging times. And with our business, the real estate business, it was anybody in the real estate business, we are blessed. And the biggest thing is, like, another thing to kind of think about is, like, the world got trained to be different, right? The world as a whole had to go through adversity and react and make things different and make things better. And now us as leaders and us as business owners, and now we meet the world where they're at. There's so many more people digitally connected. Like, we're doing this right now, and you're 2 times away, right? Our customers have been trained to do the same thing. Like, it's so much more technology that we can use to connect to make our systems better. Whether you're in the real estate business, mortgage business, any type of business you run, the world's been trained different. Meet them where they are at.
I mean, look at scan codes. People didn't even know what scan codes were.
QR codes.
Yeah, so now they're like scanning them at restaurants. I mean,
yeah,
I know. Yeah, before everybody was fighting those scan codes. I remember those came out a long time ago. Nobody wanted to do them. Now we have to use them, and there's so many great things that they can actually be used for, you know? So
I go out to dinner with my grandma, and she scans a QR code to open the
and you're
menu
like,
up,
what?
right?
you're like, what?
The world's been trained to be better. Like, and we all have overcome this adversity together, and it's going to build us stronger from here.
What was your take? What's your number one?
Yeah, I got time back. I really got time back because, like you said, we learned how to use technology, and even myself was scared to implement some of the technology for fear of scaring people away, because a lot of people, and you know, in our business, a lot of real estate agents, a lot of lenders are like, well, I don't want to do that on the phone. I don't want to do that on the computer. Just take the notes down, write me a card or something like that, you know? And So I was scared that maybe I would lose people along the way of implementing technology. And what COVID did is it forced those people to implement technology.
Good.
You know, because before, if you got on the phone, if you got on and said, hey, let's do a Zoom call, they'd be like, no, I'll just come to your office. Well, or you just come to me. Well, that's a 30-minute drive to somebody's office, 30-minute back. So you lost an hour of already a short work day. You know, if you do in the mortgage business, I don't think any of us really, if you want to be real, do a total 8-hour work day. Usually it's a little bit more, you know, a little bit less, but whatever. You're losing a lot of time. So when I really looked at it, my true working time was maybe only about 4 hours because I was traveling all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as we got, you know, digital, it was like, oh yeah, let's have a meeting. Oh yeah. So I'm doing double the meetings and meeting more people where they are.
Nice.
And enjoying more conversations like this. So, and that's where where the Mojo was bred out of was I used to have coffee appointments. And I said, I don't want to lose the coffee appointments. So how do we get that back? Yeah. Well, it was this, you know, and it was a way to share what I was learning in each one of my coffee appointments, because no matter who you sit down with, you gain valuable knowledge.
Yep.
You know?
And if you're not asking the right questions.
Exactly. And if you figure out the person makes no sense or they make a ton of sense.
Yeah. Yep.
You know? But I figured this is a way now to share those things that I was learning with a bigger group of people. You know, I think I have like almost 3,000 people on Facebook. So now it's like people are coming out of the woodwork from all over the place. And it's great because you get to come on here and share your story. They're seeing this picture. And it's people out there right now that are watching this going, I think I might be able to do that. They did, you know? So,
and if you need help, lean on us.
Yeah.
We'll be more than happy to help motivate you and encourage you.
Drink your water, moderation. I mean, there's
if you need some advice, Mack's a kind of healthy guy too.
Put some lemon in there, give it some flavor.
He's a kind of person, but he can help whoever.
I'm trying, man. I'm actually getting ready to do a 21-day challenge. And the reason why it's 21 days is it's a couple reasons. My birthday comes right about the 21st day or 22nd day. It'll be 51. And then, you know, 21 days, usually what they say to, you know, change a habit or make a habit. I think it's a little bit longer than that. But what I'm going to do is just literally, we have My Fit Foods. So they're making all my food for 21 days. And I'm just going to stick to eating their food and doing my normal daily workouts. And we just want to see how that changes the mental and the body and let people see what it does. So
I love it, man.
No.
All right.
Mack, we are blessed to know you and to get to meet you and grow with you. And every time we talk to you, it motivates us. So thanks for having us as a part of this, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. We had a good time.
Thanks a lot, you guys. I appreciate you sharing everything you shared, letting us see your pictures, letting us take this journey with you, because that's what we all did today on this call. And go crush it, man. And I'll see you in Dallas. And I know I'll talk to you before then.
Oh, absolutely. Well, have a good day.
All right, you guys. Talk to you later.
See you.
Bye-bye.